Good morning, I'm Casey reporting for Casey Collections in Buchanan, Virginia. It's about 7:30. It is Tuesday morning and it is July 2nd. We have a great fun event planned for 5 days. To keep it simple, we're running from Wednesday, July 3rd through Sunday, July 7th, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And you can see we've got the windows ready, 18 months promotional financing available. So 5 days, 40 hours of fun to go along with the carnival that's going on here in our town of Buchanan. And if you haven't been, you're very much missing out. This is probably one of the more important lives that I've done. So I want to hit a lot of things that can benefit you, some changes that are coming to one of our programs. And also, you know, as a former teacher, I'm always thinking about strategy and being able to share that strategy with you so maybe you can get some things that are best for you. So we held over our June blowout event based on some feedback that we got. Our Carnival of Savings was kind of already in the works. Preliminary works, I'd had it kind of penciled in with thinking about it. So I will say after this 5-day event, I'm done with events for a while. It wasn't intended to be 3 weeks in a row, but you know what? The best things aren't always intended. So again, this is a 5-day Carnival of Savings. It starts Wednesday, July 3rd and runs through Sunday, July 7th. 9 to 5, so 40 hours. We are here on July 4th, so in case you're looking for a little bit extra to do, maybe you've got plans, but you've got some spare time. We figured more people were off, so we're going to shore this thing up and kind of wrap up our summer event season. So what's going on during this period of time? Well, you know that colored ticket items represent final prices. It's 20% off of everything unless it's frames and furniture, and that's 10% off. And again, these are in-stock items. So it's definitely a great time to come in. At checkout, you get to spin the wheel, and I want to talk a little bit more about that later, for up to 50% off one item that's not frames, furniture, or an orange ticket item. So we'll come back to the details in just a little bit. But to talk about some things we have done, we now have our island signed. So if you're wondering what the 10% off price is, you can definitely see that. We continue to get in new product, and you'll see that as well. We continue to add promotional pieces, and it reminds me we haven't put this one on. It's a hutch we've had just for a little while, or we've had it for a long while, and I'm kind of ready for it to go. $23.95 is the price of the hutch, and we're dropping it down $800. So $15.95 is definitely a phenomenal buy for that hutch, and I do need to make a note to get a picture and get it in our promotional furniture section. Our promotional furniture continues to go, and what's left back there, many of the items we did mark down after hours on Sunday when we popped open. So it's definitely a great time to be able to grab some of those things that you've been looking at and, oh, do I need it? Do I not? Do I need it? Do I not? But ultimately being able to get them at an even better price. So we'll go through some of those in just a little bit. Don't forget some great buys are our Cheerful Giver candles. When you're getting 34 ounces for $26.99, you know you're getting 20% off. It's not frames or furniture. I'm just not sure how you can really go wrong with that. If you're looking for a wedding gift, don't forget right here, sort of our little wedding section, frames are 10% off. When you take it over here just for a little bit, one of the things that we've put out is our fall scented. It's called Baked Apple in our glass cloak jars. So we definitely wanted you to see that. Notice the color of the ribbon sort of dictates the season. You know, our everyday ribbon, in some cases, the sandalwood, the driftwood, the fresh linen. I wish they would have put autumn spice with a fall ribbon. But keep in mind, these are $24.99, and you know you're getting 20% off, and that's before we talk about the spin-a-wheel just a little bit later. We got in many new items, certainly more to come. and we'll look at those in just a little bit. But some of those, as we go along, are braided items. So whether you're looking for some runners or perhaps some stair treads, not necessarily for stairs, but to be able to put down to add some items, add some color beneath your items on a small table, etc. We're back in stock on our coasters. We're making a note that we're going to separate our braided placemats so that you can buy those in onesies if that's more convenient for you. Then I think we've got our supply system sort of worked out with that. Our bathroom section, and again, we're still putting the place back together after Sunday, so pardon some empty plate stands. But our bathroom section is definitely locked and loaded through here, as well as all down through here with our bathroom cabinets. We are hearing you. We've had a couple of people that wanted a bathroom cabinet with a wheat door. So we certainly can put the wheat door or the wheat panel. We can order them like that. We've ordered 2 now for customers. So that's kind of my ding, ding, ding that we definitely need to maybe have some of those in stock. Our bedding is also a hot commodity, whether you're looking for Sawyer Mill Blue or Sawyer Mill Black, or perhaps some of the other more primitive colors such as Millsberry, or this one, Crosswoods, is certainly one of my personal favorite. It's definitely a great time to grab those goodies. Keep in mind, I'm going to be rolling out the details as we go through the day-to-day about Miscellaneous in Fairfield. She will have an even better event going on with Spin a Wheel. So while my Spin a Wheel is going to be off of one item that's not frames, furniture, or color tags, the Miscellaneous Spin a Wheel event that'll start on Friday. So Mom is closed at Miscellaneous in Fairfield until Friday, July 5th. It'll run through Sunday, July 7th, Friday and Saturday 10 to 5, and on Sunday it'll run 11 to 3. The Spin a Wheel will have very few exclusions, and it'll be off the entire purchase again, and I'll get those details to you. But certainly planning a trip up to Miscellaneous Friday through Sunday would be a great, great, great idea. The largest event of the summer for sure, maybe the largest that we've done up there. Our new shower curtain is certainly still in stock. We're working to get these items on the web. Notice the bath mat that goes with it. The primitive look, whether you want the little pillow because you want to go on our website and order one of the new bedding that's available from VHC, knowing that any items that you purchase from online for VHC $199 or more gets that free shipping sent over to you. So again, it's a great 5-day run to come out to see us here at KC Collections. You know, I mentioned in the title and at the top of the live, waiting for a few more people to jump on, but we've really been pushing the Synchrony ability to purchase items, everyday items, and get, 12 months if it's within a range, and anything that up to 1998.99, I believe, gets 12 months. I'm going to need to do some more research on that because I feel like every time I open my email box the last few months, email box, boy, I'm dated there, right? It seems like there's more changes coming. And just throwing it out now, and I'll certainly throw it out again here as more people get on. But the 18 months, right now, we are able to offer 18 months, 0% financing for our 5-day Carnival of Savings event, which runs Wednesday, July 3rd. That starts up tomorrow through Sunday, July 7th, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And yes, we are open July 4th. And I'll come back and talk about July 4th in just a bit. But our 18 months, 0% financing on anything $1,999 or more, this is absolutely the time to take advantage of that. And I'll tell you why. Remember, I'm an accountant, so I'm always thinking about, how to save money, how to save you money. And it's always been where I would say, hey, it's OPM, right? Use other people's money. What does that mean? If they're going to give me 0% financing with approved credit, and all I have to do is be a diligent citizen and make my payments on time for that 18 months, 0% interest financing when I'm able to offer it to you, make sure your balance is paid off in that 18 months, then they don't dump you with that 29.99% pot of interest. Coming back to that, if there was ever a time that you saw something in stock and you've been debating about whether to come in and use this 18 months, now is the best time. What do I mean by that? Oh, yeah. In an email yesterday that I couldn't even talk about till today, they're making changes to the program. So this will be the last event that I can offer the 18 months, 0%, no interest financing without them charging you a 2% fee. So what does that mean? If you ever wanted to use 18 months for equal payments, deferred interest, as long as you do your part, now this event is the one to do it. Now think about it just for a minute. If you get 18 months to pay and Synchrony charges you a 2% fee on the total purchase, again, that's starting after this event, that's still not a bad deal. I mean, 2% interest to finance for 18 months is a jolly of a deal, as long as you don't stumble and fall and miss your payments. You got to make those payments on time and pay it off all during the promotional period. Because after this event, the rate for the bucket of interest that'll dump on your head if you don't do that is not 29.99, it's 32.99. So for our convenience during, a busy week for us, we grabbed this, it came out yesterday. So I wanted you to know that 18 months, if you're going to use it, now's the best time. If you use it later, it's still great. I mean, 2% fee charged by Synchrony. This has nothing to do with me. Charged by Synchrony is ultimately still a really great deal. Now, why do we offer Synchrony financing? I mean, let's just get real here for a little bit, okay? And then I'm going to give you some strategies about how to maximize your savings during our event unrelated to Synchrony. So it's definitely a live that I've thought a long time about, that's packed full of good, helpful hints for you. Why did I choose to use Synchrony? Because it gives people the ability for me to be able to offer financing through them to make it easier for folks. And we've started pushing it more as times have gotten harder and things have gone, they're more expensive. So while there might be some wants and not some needs, if we can take those wants and make them manageable to get paid for, then it makes more sense to do that. What does that mean for me as a merchant? Well, credit card fees, we know are around 3% unless it's American Express, and we take that anyway. But when I'm able to offer you the Synchrony 18 months, 0% financing, guess what? I'm paying 6.5%, and that's going to go to 6.75% starting on after this event. So whether I'll be able to afford, that's pretty hefty, to continue to offer the Synchrony Home Furnishings program is also in question. We're going to be scouting around some other places that may be able to give me some better rates to be able to offer that kind of promotion. But, when we've got our furniture 10% off and frames, and you can buy any combination of items with Synchrony, and we've got, if it's furniture and frames, it's 10% off. Everything else is 20% off. You walk in, you want to use Synchrony, you want to buy $1,999 or more, and I'm encouraging you to do that because right now with 18 months, again, you aren't going to get charged by Synchrony that 2% fee, and you won't get the 29.99% bucket of interest dropped on you if you do your part. But keep in mind, with all of this on sale, when you use it, I'm still paying 6.5%. So at some point, it's all got to make sense for all of us. Use Synchrony if you've ever thought about using it for 18 months during this event for sure. As far as our furniture closeout items, and then I'll get to some strategies that you definitely don't want to miss. Some of our items we have reduced. This one's $295. I think that one has been that price. The server over here, I'm really tired of just seeing these products from this vendor. $9.95 down to $4.99. This is the lowest these items are going to go. So if that's something that you want and you're sitting on the beach right now enjoying it, keep in mind that you can go online to thekcstores.com, go under furniture promotions. The prices have been changed. You can buy it, choose the code or type in the code in-store pickup. And it'll be here. You may call in and let us know when you're coming, but it'll be here for you to pick up, and you've secured your item for sure. There were other markdowns that took place as far as furniture promotions back in this room, and you can tell our furniture promotions are going very quickly. This 3x4 table down from $755 to $449. That does not include the chair. Taking it over here, here's an all poplar. It looks like a bachelor's cabinet. I think it's called a chimney cabinet. Down from $750 to $450. Again, you know, these pieces do not have to be at these prices. One more dropping of the prices, and, you know, then they're just going to be back up to regular price, and I'll look at them and remember this vendor and maybe not feel so good about it, but nonetheless, they did make quality product when they could get their finishing right. We've got a couple of end tables left, $160 down to $99.99 or $99 even, whatever the case is there. We've got just 2 magazine tables left, $95. I believe they're down to $75. Some window chests. I did drop this pair of gray saddle stools, losing my tushy on this one. They're $225 each, which makes $450. Buy them both for less than one at $199. If you're handy and you don't like the gray, then get your person or yourself or whoever, you know, sand them down, scrape the gray off, and for $200 for 2 stools, you can make them whatever color you want them to be, especially if black might be your choice for the bottoms of those. So giving you a look of some other things related to markdown items that I want you to be aware of that I couldn't show you the other day. I just couldn't get in the room. I did the video when we were open, and then we're going to talk strategy and wind it out. Again, it's a 5-day run. It's 40 hours of a Carnival of Savings. The event was tentatively kind of penciled in. I was thinking about it before we extended our June blowout event. So I have to tell you, 3 weeks in a row of summer promotions. That's going to be it for a long while. So grab it while you can. If you missed what I said about Synchrony and the ability to get that 18-month 0% deferred interest financing without Synchrony charging you a 2% fee after this event. So they're starting it, you know, after, I think it starts on July 8th. Then you definitely want to go back in the live and take a listen or give us a call. We can explain it to you. Also, the Synchrony rate goes from 29.99 to 32.99. Again, that's irrelevant if you're paying your equal payments and paying things off on time. But we've made a little closeout section back here. We basically brought our online linen sale back to the main store. You can still purchase online. We're trying to keep our quantities in real time. You know, we've got 10% off of frames and furniture, 20% off of everything except frames and furniture. They're 10% off. Color tags represent final prices, and you really have to just scour through back here and take a look, because there are some phenomenal buys as you move through this little mini closeout section where we continue to add item after item after item. The house is packed full. We've worked hard to make sure the walls and the displays. We may end up getting some Christmas up here before the end of the week. We'll just have to see. I'm still waiting on notification as to whether the Christmas fall shipment is going to go out the door out in Kansas for me today. So quick answers definitely don't come my way from that vendor, but I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that they do. Now let's go back to the front and talk a little strategy. We've got some more people on. Remember, we've got a spin a wheel event, and I don't know the last time that I did this. I know I did it back in 2015. I truly can't remember if it's been done since then. I scoured all over the valley for the large spin a wheel that I normally have, and it would stand up over here. Unfortunately, they couldn't find it for me to rent it. So what does that mean? I bought some little tiny spin a wheels that aren't as cute. They don't make as much noise, but ultimately they're cutie patooties, and they spin and they give you a discount. So let's talk about that. If it's frames and furniture and color ticket items, frames and furniture 10% off, color ticket items represent the final markdown. So now what does that mean? It means the spin a wheel is good on anything else. So in other words, anything that would be 20% off, when you get to the checkout, you get to pick your item, pick the largest ticketed item, PS by the way, and you get to spin a wheel. So if you look at the wheel, you automatically know whatever I spin, I'm going to get at least 25% off. So now let's think about some strategy related to this and some items that you maybe haven't gotten in the past that you want to get, and you want to know for a fact that if you pick that item at checkout, so in other words, you get to spend at checkout once you decided which item you wanted is to spend for an extra discount. So instead of 20, you know you're going to get at least 25% off on one item. Well, some good things might be our $59.99 schoolhouse lanterns that are going very quickly. They're $60. You know you're getting at least 25% off. You have the chance to get 30, 40, or 50. There are 10 slots on the wheel. I think I've got half of them at 25% off. So you know you're getting at least that, but you could get more. So that's a time to certainly gamble. Maybe you're looking to pick up one of our iron pieces. You know, these run up to $34.99. You know you're getting at least 25% off. That's the time to do it. So in other words, we have a lot of folks, as I've seen, and I've done this over the years at miscellaneous as well. And remember, the spin a wheel at miscellaneous is going to be off the total purchase. I just can't do that here. Just more inventory, more overhead. But over the years, we've seen people come up with a $2.99 item, which is great, and we're grateful for the business. But when you spin the wheel and you can get up to 50% off, why do that on a $2.99 item if there's other things that you want? So in other words, maybe you grab yourself a 26-ounce candle. You know you're getting 20% off. And you take that up there and you said, I've always wanted one of these larger candles that can run up to, you know, depending on the size, $49.99 to $97.99. Well, I know when I get to the register and I spin, remember to pick that higher ticket item to spend for, I'm going to get at least 25% off. So those are some good things to think about as far as higher ticketed items getting that extra discount. What are some others? I want a lantern. I've always looked at the large black lanterns, or perhaps I've looked at these red lanterns. Pick the higher items if it's something you want and you need, and that way it'll get you that discount. I'm going to show you some new candles that are out. Over here, I went ahead and put this pumpkin out because I don't know if they're going to be here in time to spend for them. But they're 8x6 LED timer pumpkin candles. I can't even imagine how this is going to look come fall. But I did take some videos in the dark, and I'll post those. So $49.99 is on sale for $39.99. Again, they're out there online. If they sell out before we open tomorrow, then it is what it is. But otherwise, you know, you bring it to the register, you know you're getting at least 25% off if that's the item you choose to spend for. Some other cool candles are 3-wick candles. Great time to get those as well. Maybe you need some crumbles. Well, you know, they're going to be 20% off. You say, hey, I'm going to grab that larger item I've always been wanting because I know I'm going to get at least 25% off. So it is one spin per customer per day. Bring up everything that you want to buy and then pick that larger priced item as the one you want to do the spend for. What are some other things that are great to think about? Well, a bedding set. In other words, some of our bedding set, not our economy ones, because they are already $55 and $75 and color ticketed. But let's say you wanted one of these quilt sets. Now's the time to do it. When you get to the register, you're going to spend and you're going to get at least what? 25% off. Some of these down through here, same thing. They don't have green tickets on them or color tickets. These do over here on this aisle because they are already so marked down. But grab an expensive quilt that you've liked, you've wanted, you know you're going to get at least 25% off. What about pillar candles, right? The season's coming up where we're going to ultimately be in our house more, or we just need to replace one of our white ones. Again, it's the time you're going to spend at checkout for whatever item you choose. The spin, again, doesn't apply to frames or furniture or color ticketed items. It applies to an item that would be 20% off, but when you get to checkout, whichever one you choose is 25% off. Now, how will the checkout process work? The checkout process, the cashier will ring up the items. She'll tell you what your highest priced item will be. She'll set the wheel over within your reach, and then you'll get to spin. No practice spins, no second spins, one spin per customer. You saw how it was easy to spin. Then we'll take the discount off of that one item that would have been 20% off that now is going to be up to 50% off. We'll process your payment and then we'll bag. So to keep ourselves kind of on the straight and narrow, that's how the process is going to be. We're going to ring it up, let you choose, spin the wheel, we'll set it to you. We'll go ahead and process the payment, and then we'll get things bagged up. So we've got to keep it simple for us as well, because it's an extra step up there. We want to make sure that we take care of you. Now, if you're going to be using Synchrony or applying for Synchrony, it's good to let us know that when you come in the door. What does that mean? We can send the application right to your phone so you can fill it out and determine. If you're going to be using a Synchrony card that you already have, it may not go through the regular register. It may go through our third register down. So do bear those things in mind. If there is a line and you are Synchrony, it doesn't mean we're going to get you faster. It just means that we may have to move you to another area. Our brand new bedroom suit, let's say that you love it, you've been wanting it. Let me tell you, 10% off's the time to buy it. It just came in. It's 10% off. And remember, with that 18 months right now, it's the last time that Synchrony, I can afford to offer it from Synchrony. And then ultimately, Synchrony is changing. And for 18 months, no payments, equal payments, deferred interest, they're going to start charging you, not me, a 2% fee, which is not a lot for 18 months, but when you can get it and you're not paying that fee, it's certainly the time. What are some other higher ticket items that might be great to think about? You know, a hooked bear bench and stool. Again, you get to the register, you spin. We're going to let those go. Not as furniture. We'll let them go. As hopefully my assistants here are making notes, we'll let them go for the spin a wheel amount. Other things that may work for you as a higher ticketed item. Remember, we're talking strategy here. And if I can spin a wheel and get up to 50% off, knowing I'm going to get 25% off, let's say I want a lamp, right? And we know our lamps and shades are sold separately from Park. And I need 2 of them. Well, you get to spin, if this is your item that you choose at the register with the cashier, and again, I would choose the highest priced item that is not frames, furniture, color ticket items, you can spend for a discount. Now, let's say you need 2 of those items. Your spin a wheel discount will apply to one of those lamps. They're equal identical lamps that you're buying, one for each of your end tables. The spin a wheel discount applies to one item. That's the identical item. And the second item is 20% off. So do keep in mind, I mean, we're still running a business. We want to create a fair event, a fun event, but you know, we can't give the entire bank away. So that's still a really great deal. We don't want to have any disappointment. That's why I'm trying to lay the rules out ahead of time. I'm trying to make sure you understand. Again, you come through with this lamp, you want this one, and you want a second one. This isn't frames, furniture, color ticket items, so that means it's 20% off. For this one, if that's the one you choose, you get to spin a wheel discount. You know you're going to get at least 25 off. But this one over here that's identical will still go through at the 20% off. So hopefully some of this gives you an idea, allows you to think about, you know, strategy, right? We are retail shoppers. We want to get the most for our money. I wanted to explain a little more about OPM. I got in here early this morning and did the research about the changes with Synchrony. I wanted to give you some ideas of some of the higher ticketed items that you might want to use your spinner wheel for that maybe you haven't, you know, purchased in the past, but now you know, instead of this lamp being $74.99, you need 2 of them if we have them. Again, all of this is on in-stock items only. If you buy 2 of the same item, your discount at the spin wheel is off the first item, and you would get the first identical item, and the second identical item would be the 20% off. So hopefully all of that's clear. It should be a fun event. It's a fun event where we're definitely going to be very careful at checkout. You can see that error replacements are also a good addition. We've got some flags that are arriving tomorrow. So again, how does it work? You come up to checkout. You've got your items here. We're going to ring up, all the items, make sure we've got the discounts, anything that's not frames, furniture, and color ticketed items. We're going to say, which one of these do you want to spend the discount for? pick the higher one, the one that's already 20% off, but pick the highest ticketed one. It's up to you to pick it. What we're going to do at that point is we're going to set the wheel over. You get one spin per customer per day. We're going to take the wheel back. We're going to adjust the register. We're going to process the payment, and then we're going to bag. So that's kind of how it's going to work so that we can keep ourselves certainly straight, which means treating you fairly and accurately. Spin a wheel for miscellaneous is going to work a little differently. I'll come out with those details. But her spin a wheel is going to have just a couple of exclusions. Frames and furniture at miscellaneous will be 10% off. She will exclude handmade items. She's not making anything on handmade items based on the time she puts into them. She'll exclude aluminum plaques and stands. Any other exclusions we'll let you know. But her spin a wheel discount is going to be off the entire purchase. So miscellaneous, I don't have the signage ready yet, but she will be open Friday, which is going to be the 5th, Saturday the 6th, 10 until 5, both of those days, and Sunday at miscellaneous will be 11 until 3. So if you've ever wanted one of the largest events that KC Collections and Miscellaneous has ever done, now is the one. Again, 3 weeks of this, we did the June blowout. It was intended for 1 week. We held it over based on some feedback we got. This Carnival of Savings was sketched in. It's a fun event with the carnival going on in town. But I have to tell you, this is not held over after 40 straight hours. Hey, at that point, listen, I got to go pick up furniture, get back on the road, and kind of return to normal. Now, I mentioned to you that I was going to talk to you about July 4th. It's pretty cool in our town. We do have a July 4th parade. I do believe it starts at 4. Lineup starts at 3. So what does that mean? If you're coming on I-81 and you would normally get off at 167, which is our Arcadia Buchanan exit, and come to us that way, you might want to go down to 162 and come back to us. So again, on July 4th, if you're coming between, let's say, that 3 and 4:30 period, our doors turn off at 4:45, then you may want to go down, and I always get the exit wrong. Don't get off at the 167, 68 exit, whatever it's called now, which is the first exit, the Arcadia exit. Go on down to 162 and come back to us, and that will allow you to avoid all of the Carnival parade lineup. Again, that's going to cause, it's phenomenal, so I don't want to say disruption, but it may cause you some difficulty in getting to us during that 3 to 4:45 period of time. Our doors are turned off at 4:45. So I hope this has been helpful. Up early, thinking it through, trying to let you know what's going on, 5 days, why we're doing it. No, we're not going broke over here. We're not going out of business. None of that silly stuff. It certainly can happen, and I'm not saying it can't, but I am saying, again, it's 3 weeks. There were 3 weeks that were not planned to be 3 weeks. If I'm going to be here, I'm going to open it up for the whole time, 5 days, 8 hours, each day, 40 hours of Carnival of Savings. At that point, I feel like I've done everything I can do to get people here. If you are out of town and you want to get some items, you want to pick them up for in-store pickup, call us. We'll work with you. I don't know. Maybe we can video a surrogate spinner. I don't know. But we'll work with you. Remember, the goal is, even if you can't get here, we want to be able to service you. It may be that we just have to pull the items and get back to you after hours, but we'll work with you whether you can get in or whether you can't. To be able, we can video a spinner, whatever. I call it a surrogate spinner, somebody that's spinning for you. But again, if you can get in, we'd love for you to do that, because listen, I am very short staffed, but on the other side of the coin, if we got to stay after hours to be able to get your transaction finished up once the doors are off and to be able to process your payment, then we can do that too. What we aren't going to do is call people repeatedly for that. So we would just need to set up a time that we would know that you would be able to answer. Another great item that's good for purchase if you've always wanted it and never been able to or justify getting it is our Starvine canister set. I think they run $109.99. Don't quote me, but it is up there. You know, when you get to the register and you spend, you're going to get at least what percentage? Instead of 20, you're going to get at least 25% off. Now, I've belabored the point and I've driven it home, and after about 6 or 7 times, hopefully this is a little bit less confusing. You can map out your plan. I know that in the past when I've gone to wholesale events, I had a strategy. I got the exact things I wanted to make sure I had in my bag first. Maybe I had a routine that I wanted to go down the aisles a certain way, but maybe for an event like this, you walk in and you say, do you have any more of those 8x6 pumpkins? I got to have it. I can't live without it. You get the things that you have to have first and then do the tour. So hopefully it'll be a big turnout. Hopefully it'll be a lot of fun. Remember the deal. When you get to the register, 10% off frames and furniture and color ticket items represent final prices. 20% off of everything else. The spin relates to anything that's not furniture, frames, and color ticket items. So what do you get to do? You get to step right up, spin the wheel so you can save some bucks. With that in mind, I'm signing off. I'm KC. I'm delighted. I'm so excited. We're going to be here tomorrow, Wednesday, the 3rd, and we hope to see you, hear from you by email, over the phone, wherever you are. We're going to take care of you so that you can have some fun along with us. With that in mind, don't forget miscellaneous. I'm telling you, that's really the big event you don't want to miss. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, where you spin the wheel at miscellaneous for 1% off your total purchase. Frames and furniture will be 10% off. Aluminum plaques and handmaids will be excluded. And I'll get out the rest of the details as I can today. I got to tell you, I don't even know where to start on my list first. Remember, enjoy the day. Be safe. If I don't get to you again, because Lord knows I live day to day, minute to minute sometimes. Have a great week. Remember, it's an Independence Day week. Let's remember what it's for, why we have it, why we have that extra time off to go to the pool, to go to the beach, to do a little bit of extra shopping, and all of those really good and neat things. But as I get older, I really do appreciate and value the meaning or the reason for the holiday or the season. And I hope you'll take the time to do the same. What that also means is please be safe in your travels. Enjoy your journey. Find the good in every day, because we never know what today is going to bring, much less tomorrow. And we never know what today or tomorrow is going to take away. So with that in mind, be blessed, be safe, be peaceful, and enjoy the journey.